Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a review of the PCB boards, the DIY boards, and then also I'm putting out the call to everybody if anybody knows how to create actual PCB Gerber files and all that. I'd love to talk to you because I think that's the last thing I have to do to really tidy up this project. And I'd like to make this one board, one professional board that we can print out and you guys could order if you wanted to, and I think it would be really cool. So anyway, I'll show the schematics on these in a few seconds. But first, yes, I mean, it worked out great what I did with all the JST connectors and terminals, but I'm realizing that the faults, I guess, or the setbacks and what could be improved by making this, first of all, one PCB, and then second of all, having it done professionally instead of my DIY way. One thing is these shared connections, like the I2C. If this was one board, there'd be no reason to even have a wire there. Power, there'd be no reason to bring it into both boards, right? Things like that can be cleaned up. And then I'm realizing when I have now replaced the piezo with a speaker, and now I've gone a step further and got a cool MP3 unit, which I'll also show in a minute. That added a whole nother pin to my system, so I had to then add another JST connector. So now I kind of have to hack plugging that device in. So another fallback and failback on this design is there's no extra pins to extra JST terminals to access the extra pins. And I think it would also be nice to have a couple of power out. So yeah, that all being said, guys, these work great for what we've done and what we're going to use them for. But if any of you would like to help me out a little bit, and I already have the schematic, which I'll show you in a minute, really just taking that and turn it into a PCB design that I can send off to PCBWay and order some boards. And yeah, I'll toss you a board or two for your assistance too, if not some other perks. Okay, guys, and next, part of my problem, which I showed in a previous video, is I had destroyed this buck converter. This device, this component, I'm not sure, is that a cap or some kind of transistor? I think it's a capacitor or a coil. Not sure, guys. I think these are coils, right? Anyhow, you saw in my previous video that these got busted off, and I'm pretty sure it's from putting the battery in and out and closing the cover on it. It could very easily get damaged. So I printed out this little top cage for it, which will screw right down to the PCB board risers, standoffs. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. So that'll protect that. Okay, and then my body wiring is all set. My panel here is all done. Something's on my wiring, as you can hopefully see there. I added the extra JST connectors I was missing. So now the PIR sensors are all connected together and run out here back to the board, and they get power from this board here, all three of them. And then the PS2 also is tied into that power, and then its cable right here goes back to the Nano, Teensy in that case. Power goes back to the Teensy. This is audio volume, which will now go to the new MP3 player, and this is for the other two switches, for the OLED on-off and the RGB dimmer. So this goes to the Nano. So I'm kind of zoomed in here. You might not be able to see this too well, but yes, I can collect these all into a nice single cable to connect back to the motherboards. And then same thing with the head. I've finished the wiring on this. I did not rebuild it because, yes, as you can see, it's kind of intricate wiring. I used solid core wire, so it all stays in position pretty damn well. But yeah, it was a little tricky to do. But anyhow, this too is all tied up to JST connectors, and I can cable this all as one cable as well. So beautiful. And these are all set too. And then lastly, this is the new speaker MP3 module that I added. I could still snap this out. I plan on putting one screw in it to hold it, but it fits really tight regardless. And boy, was this a perfect place for it to go as well. The speaker fit perfectly. And then you can access the card from right here. So I 3D printed this. The model will be on my GitHub and Thingiverse. Pretty simple. The speaker just pops right in there, and I'm not going to pop it out now because it fits in pretty tightly. And then it is soldered directly to the MP3 unit, as well as its power and 2 data lines. And there's the SD card. So this is not glued in or anything, so it will move around a little bit, but I don't have a problem with that. You can't push it back, so you can still insert the card in and out. And once it's in its place, it's in there pretty secure. So yeah, great addition, because now no more beeps and burps from Nova. As I said in my community post, we can actually now play music or whatever you want. Cool beans. All right, guys, let's take a look at the schematic. And then again, I would really appreciate even advice, because I have done a little bit of the PCB layout design in order to help myself build this, but it's not two-sided, and that's something I don't know anything about and I'm a little afraid of. I guess what that means is when I come to a junction that I just can't get to without going all the way around the board like I did here with this power line, I'm assuming second layer means I can just pop through to the other side and have basically an empty track line to go wherever the heck I need to. I'm assuming that's what it means, but again, I don't want to hack through it, pay $60 to have boards mailed to me, and then be shit out of luck, as they say. Beep. All right, guys, let's take a look at the schematic. So this is the rudimentary schematic we have to work from. I mean, I don't think I did too bad, and I know it's not required, but even in my schematic, I did my best not to cross over too many wires. I could probably hack this and figure it out myself, guys, but the whole 2-layer PCB design I've never done before, so I'd rather not do this and then ship it off to be printed and have something wrong. So if somebody wants to offer their help with me on this, that would be awesome. It's really not much to it. Like I explained, it's just the JST connectors and then a bunch of pin headers. I mean, right from here, you can tell I failed because I probably shouldn't have used the actual nano and the teensy here. I should just be showing pin headers, right? So this is why I really don't want to try and take this on myself, but I think it would be so cool to have a finished board, a single board. So I've made some changes to this schematic compared to the boards that you just saw, where I'm combining them into one board now, one schematic. So I only have one incoming 5 volts. And then I added the new MP3 player here. And then, like I said, yes, it would be ideally nice to have some free open unused pins for any of the unused pins on our 2 microcontrollers. And then as well as a couple of extra power out. So, yeah, guys. If anybody wants to volunteer again and help me out, that would be awesome and very much appreciated. I did update my GitHub, the wiring folder for 5.0 to include some photographs. So these are pretty well named. This is a great start to just at least see what everything is for and why I did it that way. And a good start on how we should lay out the actual production board. Another fail here is I did not use a pin header here, so I probably should do that too as well. So yeah, if anybody wants to help me out with this little project, I would very much appreciate it. All right, everybody, thanks again for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon.